Okay, so now I think I need to add a table, okay, to put here. Right. So let me check in my documents. Okay, because I already download a few files. This is the armchair. This table. Okay, so 3ds. Okay, remember we just drag it. Okay, so we select import file. Okay, and then just click OK. Alright, so usually when we import it, okay, the file is going to be very big. Okay, so we're going to position it back and then try to resize it. Okay, oh, it's going down there. Okay, so the glass should be on top. Okay. Check whether the position is right. It should be center. How to do snap? So just get move it here. Then bring it down. Okay, nice. Okay, so select this object. Let me group it first, and then okay, this time I can move it around, try to adjust. It should be bigger. Right. Okay, I think it's there. Okay, so let's see the rendering. Okay, how the rendering will look. Okay, this is just a go, don't worry. Right, so this is basically we just do the arrangement and the material placement to the objects inside the scene. Okay, so we still haven't do the lighting yet, so it just look like a not very realistic yet. Okay, because I need to add the ceiling and everything, okay, just to make it look more realistic. Okay, so I'm done the rendering. Alright, almost there. Okay, so okay, I think I need to apply this material, okay, for the glass. Okay, because it just looks too bluish. Okay, I will okay ungroup this. Okay, so this part actually, this glass part. Okay, so okay, for this time I will create a standard material and I will import material from the existing material. Okay, so I just rename it. I rename it as glass. Okay, so click preview. Okay, nothing yet. So I'm going to import material, and we have the material. So I'm going to select the glass. So there's a lot of type of glass. So I just put the normal glass here. Okay. Alright, and then click preview. Okay, so this is the glass. Okay, you can see the material. Now we are going to apply material to selection. Okay, and then let's try to render it again. So when you're doing the interior, okay, there's always like you have to render and then try to see, okay, whether the material is okay or not. So usually you apply the material before you add the lighting and everything, because once you already add the lighting, add some scenery, okay, it's going to take more time for you to render. Okay, so before you add the lighting, okay, this is the good time for you to check the material, okay, first whether everything is okay or not. Right, so it's going to take time sometimes. All right, we're almost there. So this actually like a very useful for you, okay, to do you know, especially you want to do like your panel or something. Okay, so I will share with you some of the example, okay, like this later. Alright, I think the glass material is just to uh, okay, this part here. Okay. So I think I'll just create. Okay, so this one, okay, I will try to apply plastic. Okay, the plastic have this shiny, so we just want to change the transparency only. Alright, so okay, preview. So it's red color. Okay, so I will change the diffuse. Okay, to a little bit aquamarine. It's okay, no worry. So the white. Okay, so it's clear glass. So when we do the rendering, okay, just now we have like too many reflections. Okay, so it's a little bit weird. Let's try to render it again. So as you can see, it's much faster now. Alright. Oh, okay, sorry. Okay, so I think we already satisfied with the material. Okay, so now we are going to add some little bit more details. Okay, so okay, I'm going to just add like this. Okay, I'm going to create a box. Okay, so I just can have this scenery. Right, and then another plane. Okay, for the ceiling. So this ceiling. Okay, I'm just a bit high, but I'm just going to down a bit like this. Alright. Okay. So I'm just going to add another. So we have that. This like this. So very nice. I think this one I'm going to resize it also. Alright. So let's try to render. Okay, so we still haven't put the any lighting yet. Okay, so just like going to be very dark. So this is the most crucial part. Okay, where we are going to put some lighting. Okay, so lighting, of course, you know, this we're going to have a background. Okay, as well as shadow eye. So you can see now. Okay, as we render, you can see it's very dark. Okay, because we haven't put any lighting yet. And then you know, the behind the curtain is also very gray, so there are no such thing as like an environment or something like that. Okay, so I will share you on how later. Okay, on how to add the light, and of course how to create. Okay, all right. So okay, almost there. Okay, spread it up. All right. Okay, so now I'm going to add some lighting. Okay, just going to cancel this. All right. So how to add lighting? Yeah. Okay. So add light. So actually in your Rhino, okay, you can use the standard lighting option like this one. Okay. Or if you are using the V-Ray, okay, you have this V-Ray light. Okay. So it's okay whichever you want to use. Okay, so for this one, okay, I just create the spotlight. Sorry, small spotlight. Okay, I will create a rectangular light. Okay, so rectangular light. Uh, just shade it first. So this one, okay, I will just create something like this. Okay. So you can see that now it's positioned down here. Okay, so we're just going to bring it up. Okay, bring it up. Now you can see that when we have the rectangular like this as an arrow, so this is actually the arrow will show where the directional of the light will, you know. So I just move it. Okay, so I'm going to point it down here. So and then you can adjust the size of course. Okay, the bigger the size, okay, the more lighting that you will get, right? Okay. So let's try to render this. Okay, we already put here, okay, the lighting here, and then we try to render it. Okay, so I think I'm going to change the size to a little bit smaller, so much easier. Okay, because the bigger the size of the output is going to take more time to render, because we just want to preview it first before we did the final rendering. Right, so let's do it. Okay, process geometry. So when you apply the lighting, okay, it's going to uh, take some time because they have to calculate, to do some calculation to do more lighting. Okay, so for now, you just put the uh, rectangular light. Okay, now as you can see right now, okay, even though it's not fully rendered yet, but it's already, you can see the result. Okay, so it's just too bright, and then you can see the you know, the rectangular light that we put there. Okay, so the direction is okay, but still we need some do adjustment on the lighting. Okay, just too bright and then it become burn, you know, something burn. Okay, it's known as burn. All right, the lighting too bright, so we need to adjust. Okay, so we wait for the render for to finish first, and then I'll show you on how we can overcome this. Okay. All right, almost there. So here is the issue. Okay, so we can see the rectangular light here, right? So actually we can make it as invisible. Okay, invisible. And then first we need to readjust the sizing. Okay, you can see that it's just too much lighting on the left and on the right, okay, of the wall. Okay, so we need to readjust it. So it means that we're going to make this a little bit smaller like this. Okay, so when you click on this, okay, how to adjust. Okay, just now we can see uh, okay, just now. Okay, so this one is too big, so we're going to resize it, and then we can visibly from here we can visibly see the light here. Okay, so actually for rendering, okay, we don't want to see this you know, rectangular here. So when you click on the uh, rectangular thing, so you can see there's a properties. Okay, you click on the properties here, so you can click this. Okay, so you're going to have light. Okay, so actually you just can adjust the color. Okay, what kind of a color do you want? Whether whether it's just you know, if you want to have a blue color or yellow, okay, it's up to you. So this you can adjust the color, and then the intensity. So the intensity is the brightness of the lighting that we did just now. Okay, so uh, actually it's just nice. Okay, but maybe I think you need to tone down a little bit. Just put it from 30 to 20. Okay, so now we have another option whether we want to double-sided or invisible. Okay, so in the render before, okay, we can visibly see it. Okay, so this one we're going to select the invisible, so it's not going to visible in the rendering. and then you can also select the double-sided. Okay, so double-sided that you can lighting up the ceiling also, because when we do the rendering, okay, you can see the ceiling is quite dark. Okay, it's have. So let's try to do this. Okay, so we already changed the setting of the lighting. Okay, the color remain white. So intensity we scale down to 20, and then we apply the double-sided and invisible. Okay, so we also adjusting the you know the size. Okay, so let's try to do it. Okay, to render again. Okay, you can see that before we end our session rendering, we can see that there's a photo light here. Okay, so this we can be the double sided. Okay, so I think it's better for me to turn on the double sided option, and then I try to move, okay, uh, the portal as close as I can to the ceiling here. Okay, you can see the ceiling here. Right, so let's try this again. So when we put the lighting, it will cast the shadow and everything, so it's going to make it move, looks more realistic. And then we show it on you, okay, how we can still, after it finish, we can still adjust the color, the lighting, even though we already done it. Okay, so next, after this, okay, I will show you, okay, after we done the rendering, you still can enhance the final rendering using the Photoshop to make it more realistic. Okay, alright, so we wait for the render to done. Okay, so the last thing we need to do is to add some environment behind the curtain. As you can see, the curtain, okay, behind is just gray color, so there's no like scenery or something like that. Later after this, okay, we done the lighting. After we satisfy the lighting quality, then we can focus on to add the scenery behind the what you call this, behind the curtains. Right? Okay, I think the now the quality of the lighting is very acceptable. Okay, it's almost look like most look like realistic. So I believe that if we add more, objects like a vase or flower or a picture, okay, it's going to be more better. Okay, but this one I just want to show you, okay, the basic on how to do the interior design. Okay, using the V-Ray, using the software I know, okay, with V-Ray as a rendering, and then we can come up with something. This is what we call visualization. Okay, visualization. Right, so I think the lighting is good. Okay, so now last, okay, we are going to add some uh, the scenery behind this. Okay, so for this one, okay, usually go to the option and then environment. So now we have, okay, the GI skylight and the reflection background. Okay, so as you when you turn on, okay, this the amp is already become big, because usually they have this default setting where they already have this background, okay, applied into this. So we just click, okay, focus on the reflection, the background. Okay, so there's a lot of options. So now you have the texture and bitmap. Okay, so you can see that they have like a window there. So this one is use spherical. You have to select mirror ball. Okay, and then we're going to preview it again. Alright, we can see someone faces here. Okay, so let's try to render. Okay, usually that the background will change. Okay, we still need uh, to do some adjustment later. Alright. Okay, for this one I will hide this lighting first, so I can focus on the background. Yeah, I will hide this lighting first. Okay, hide it. Then do it. Because when we apply the HDRI, we need to adjust the degree. Okay. Alright, I know this is going to take some time. Okay. For you to understand it. Okay, but it's just like Later you can do it, okay, refer it again, okay, to do this tutorial. Okay, so we can see the man with the camera here. Okay, this is something that we don't want. Okay, so I'm going to change the direction of the HDRI. Rotation, horizontal. Okay, so horizontal I will change to 180. Okay, right. Let's see. Okay, we're going to focus on the background. So okay. It's just weird. Okay, okay, not this one. Okay, I'm going to change again. Okay, the degree. Just now we just make it 180. Okay, so we try to do 90. Okay, try looking again. Yeah, so I'm just going to set it all. Just hide this and then try to render. Just alright. Okay, so I need to change again. This one. I try to 270 degrees. Okay, so it's going to turn the HDRI. Yes. Okay, so you can see that there's some bushes here. Okay, this is what we want. Okay, we have this background. Alright, so I will unhide everything again. Okay, you will child delete. Okay. Alright, so I think the it's okay. The position of the HDRI is okay. So let's do the final render, okay, of the scene. Okay. Alright. So later you can add more objects, okay, and then let's say they want to add a carpet and everything, okay. I already show you on how to do the material application last week, right? So yeah, hopefully it's not essentially that you already understand, okay, how to apply the material. Let's say that last week I already show you, okay, let's say you want to have a specific material that apply to material based on the like a carpet or something, okay, you can download it from the website and then you just can apply it here, okay. So okay, let's see the final. Okay, the final is already looks very good, okay, until you're satisfied uh, with the rendering, okay, then you can save it. Okay, my advice is that usually that when we want to save the rendering, okay, you save it as a bitmap, okay, because a bitmap uh, the file is going to be bigger than a normal JPEG, but at least the bitmap it doesn't it have a very better quality of picture rather you save as JPEG, right? All right, so we already finished the rendering. Okay, so okay, I think the material and everything looks good. Okay, I know the quality is okay when you zoom it. Okay, it's quite not very sharp. Okay, but you can adjust it later. Okay, and actually when you want to uh, okay, the output, okay, you can override the output and then you just can write out, okay, the the size of the output. Okay, the bigger is the better, but you have to remember when the bigger size it, okay, the pixel is going to take more time to render. Okay, so after you've done this, okay, you can still adjust a little bit. Okay, you can save it as a bitmap, but before you can save it, okay, so you can see down here there's a lot of option here. Okay, so you can turn on this and then you click these three. Okay, so you can still adjust the color correction. Okay, for example this one, okay, you can adjust the lighting and everything, make it better. And then this is the curve. Okay, so you can see, right, how it can affect, and then here you can, uh, okay, the rendering looks better. And then this one, of course, we have curve. Okay, right, so this one is more for color. Okay, right, you can adjust this. Okay, right, so make sure you want to adjust this, you have to turn this tree on. Yeah, okay, so after you're satisfied, you can save it. Okay, so as I said before, okay, it's usually that I advise you to save as a bitmap. Okay, so you can run example. Let's save. Alright, so now you already saved in this one. Okay, so this is the result. Okay, so I'm going to show you, okay, one of the Bayou chair. I'm going to say Bayou chair, so I render it and then apply the material. Okay, the same way that I share with you on how to do this. Okay, and then after that, okay, you can, okay, this is the scene. Okay, the rendering. Okay, the same method. I use the uh, the curtain and everything. Okay, you can see I already placed, but this one I haven't put the material yet. Okay, I just want to see the lighting and the scenery first, and then after that, okay, we can do the rendering, something like this. Okay, so this is the same thing. Okay, the same uh, method that I show you on how this. Okay, it's the same. Okay, so you can do the rendering like this. Okay, so you can change the object, okay, the colors and everything. Right. Okay, so this is just like a you know okay, what have to done before we do the rendering. So yeah, okay, with this method you can come up with something like this. All right, so it's very good for you to to do for marketing for your product. Okay, especially for your presentation. Okay, to put on the panel or something like that. All right, so you just change the color and the material, and then the whole scenes, okay, looks different. Yeah, so basically that is the way that like IKEA, IKEA catalog. Okay, did. Okay, so yeah, you can do something like this. All right, so everything is done using 3D. Okay, the same method that I show you, so you can come up something like this. So when you want to, if you say that you design a furniture or product, okay, so when you do like this, it look very presentable as you put on your panel. All right, okay, so